welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah if you're new here. Today's video is going to be all about Christmas and Christmas decor. If you've seen my previous videos, you know that I love thrifting, and I wanted to dedicate this entire video to kick off the month of December and in honor of Christmas, all about my thrifted Christmas finds. I typically buy little things here and there every season, but this year I kind of went all out. I went and got a new tree, a couple new trees I should say, and I also have purchased a lot more festive fun things around the other rooms in my house. I really wanted it to be a very traditional, festive, Martha Stewart Christmas. Last year was very girly, it was very New York City Christmas, and I really loved that theme, but it was a little bit on the girlier side, which is okay. But this year I wanted to get back to the traditional red and green roots, so I'm going to be showing you guys some of the inspiration and also the things that I've thrifted in order to curate that look. One of the first things I want to show you guys is this sled that I purchased. This year I am definitely going to be taking off this entire bundle that we've got going on. So I'm just going to leave it either plain and then maybe put a little display on it, maybe a little Christmas tree, and put it out on the front porch. I'll show you guys the official styling and how I ended up putting it together. This year I purchased for $7.99, so that was a steal. You can always take something that looks a little bit outdated or maybe even tacky and place it into your home with just giving it a little bit of revamp. Next up, I got this giant roll of fabric, and it's this really pretty pine green with these white little polka dots. Now, I actually think I want to try to make a dress out of this. That is kind of reaching for the stars for me right now. I'm thinking like big puffy sleeves, a nice square neck, and then making it really long, like ankle length or so. But this was only $6.99, and there's a whole, I don't know how many yards this is, but there's a whole lot left. So I'm excited to use this, and if I have any leftovers, I could probably make some pillows or maybe even some scrunchies with the scraps. Moving on to some of the more smaller items, I purchased these cinnamon sticks for $1.99, and I'm actually not entirely sure if I could have gotten this for cheaper or the same at like say Michael's or Hobby Lobby, but I saw it and I just thought it was so pretty. I think this would be cute styled in a decorative bowl with other potpourri, or you could even just lay these on top of some books. I just think it adds such a special touch without having to go all out and buy new home decor, say from Target or Walmart, because those things can eventually add up. It is nice if you can incorporate and mix in both, but when you see something like this that's only a couple dollars, it's nice to just pick up and then throw randomly around the house, so that way you can add some styling. I also got a couple of different frames. This one here was also $2, and I just thought this would be cute on top of my console and just to add a little pop of red, but I love the lace and how vintage it looks. So for $2, I didn't go wrong with that. I also got this frame surprisingly for $2. Typically, I feel like the frames at Goodwill are always, especially if they're nice frames, they are always like $6, $7, $8 even, which is outrageous. But this one here was priced at $2, so I had to get this. I do have some prints that I'm gonna put in here, and they're so easy to make. I think that it's the best way to spruce up any like countertop area or even just a console table area by getting some cheap frames, or maybe just frames that you have laying around the house, and then popping in a nice black and white printed print inside, so that way it can just give it a little bit of life and festivity. Again, having to go and purchase all brand new frames and artwork specifically for Christmas. With the smaller trinkets, I picked up this really pretty glass ornament. This is so beautiful and it's huge. Got this for $2.99. There was only one, unfortunately. I really wanted to find some more so I could pop them up on the Christmas tree, but to be honest, I think it's a little too heavy and I would be scared of it falling and hitting somebody on the head like my dogs. But I did put this on my console table just as a little styling piece. Last up for the trinkets and treasures section, I did purchase these little horns. Well, I think they're definitely more decorative. I could be wrong, but these are brass, and as you guys can see, they're so pretty the way that they've patinaed. I love this. And at first, initially, I didn't really know what I was going to do with it. These are solid brass. These were priced at $4.99 each. You see so many design studios and big brands that are selling a lot of the brass accents, and it's for a really steep amount for some of the things. So finding stuff like this at the thrift is always a score, and I always feel so much better when I purchase it at the thrifts for a lot cheaper. So I got these pillows from the thrifts last year, and they were like $4 or $5, and they just fit perfectly with this year's aesthetic, with the deep reds and the ultimate Christmas theme. So I popped those on my couch, and even though it doesn't go specifically with my colorway on the couch, it really does tie in a lot of the red that I have hanging around, especially on the Christmas tree too. So I thought it was a really great buy. Still 1 year later, I don't have any regrets purchasing it. Some people get grossed out because they think that obviously if it's used, you know, it's not sanitary, but you can always throw it in the wash, and especially when they have pillow covers over it. This one is just a pillow cover. Came with the entire pillow, but just to show you guys. It was also last year too, but it gives that very ski-après vibe, which I really, really love. I got this for, I think, about $4 or $5 as well, and just throw that on the couch, styled with some of my other things that I've already had existing, and it really ties the place in and makes it very cohesive. So never ever have I regretted buying something thrifted, and even if I say don't love it the next year or, you know, down the road, at least I know I paid a decent amount for it, so I don't feel too bad, but that really ever happens. All right, now I'm gonna be moving into the bigger section of items. This is kind of where I think I went the extra mile this year, because I typically don't purchase like brand new wreaths. I don't purchase new trees or anything like that, but I just couldn't resist when I saw these items. So I got this garland, or sorry, I got this wreath, and oops, it's not very presentable right now. I did purchase this wreath, and it did not come with this big bow. This bow was actually from Target, and it was $10. But this garland itself, why do I keep calling this a garland? This wreath itself was still in really great condition. It's very full. It has the berries and the pine cones. It also lights up. I just have not put any batteries in it yet, so once I do that, it'll be nice and sparkly. But I wanted to add a little bit more of a big wow factor, especially when walking in at the front door, so that's why I added this bow to it. This one here I actually got for $6.99, and it also came with the door hanger, which is also kind of rare, but it was taped together, and it was all together $6.99, so you really can't beat that. I was actually very surprised that it was that cheap. I thought it was going to be like $15, so I'm very happy with it. But in total, all of this was like $16 if you want to, you know, calculate in the fact that I bought the bow from Target. So not bad for a really pretty and festive wreath. Okay, so on the topic of garlands and wreaths, I also purchased these really big, I guess I don't even know what this would be considered, and that's not very Martha Stewart of me, but absolutely loved these. This whole entire box or bag was $6.99. I don't know, like, maybe I'm just so numb to the price increases that anything that's below $10 is cheap to me at Goodwill, but I was just shocked at how much they were pricing some of these things for. And it's a two-part piece, so here's the one side and here's the other. So they're obviously symmetrical and identical, but just to give you guys a look at all the pretty ornaments and the ornate details. I mean, yeah, this thing is huge. I don't even know what these are called. It's not really a garland, because garlands sort of wrap. They're not like mistletoes. I don't know. If you know what this is, let me know. in the comments and what the correct terminology would be for this, because apparently I have no idea. But yeah, I loved the pretty pine cones on here, like these giant pine cones with the gold glitter on them. Just something different, but it still, of course, went with the overall theme that I was going for. Just red and overload on the trinkets. Second to last item here was this cute little 4-foot tree. And I absolutely just knew I had to have this for my dining room, because I am somebody that loves watching old Christmas movies and seeing that there's a Christmas tree in the formal room, in the formal living room, and then also in the formal dining room, and everywhere pretty much you go in the house, I want to see a Christmas tree. And so I knew for $14 I had to get this tree to stick somewhere in my dining room or in the front living room. And it was, I will tell you, it is such a pretty little tree, even without any ornaments, just having the lights in for Christmas dinner. It's like enough for the ambiance, and I truly love that. Okay, we have finally reached the end here and the grand finale, which is sitting right behind me, and it is this beautiful 9-foot Sonoma tree. I absolutely could not tell you guys how happy I was when I found this. I went early in the morning to Goodwill to kill some time, and then I had seen this gigantic box and it said 9-foot tree. So I was thinking to myself, well, I've been wanting a 9-foot tree. Previously I've had a 7.5-foot tree, which really did not fill out my space really well. I mean, it was doing the job. Obviously it's not the top priority to purchase a new Christmas tree, and even during the after sales, I feel like when they do Christmas after sales, it's hard to be in the mood to purchase a new tree. That's just me personally. So we just never upgraded. And I knew at some point, I was like, either this year, like after Christmas, or by next year, I want to have a 9-foot tree to fill this area of my house better. And I wasn't really looking that hard, but when I saw this box at Goodwill, I just kind of knew in my heart that, okay, this is a good deal, and two, if this tree looks the way that I think it's going to look in my head, then it should be the best purchase of the season. So I looked inside, because this tree was not put up. I looked inside the box just to give it a little inspection, and I was like, you know, I think it looks good, but I didn't want to make any rash decisions. So I just went home, talked to my husband about it, and I was like, kind of, okay, like, do I really want it? Yes, I do really want it. And so I really let it simmer, and I really wanted it, and I knew that I had to go back as soon as possible. Ended up going back later that night, and it was still there, thank God. Tried to put it in the cart, would not fit. And then I'm thinking to myself, well, I should probably assemble this entire thing before I decide I want to spend $100 on it. So I pretty much just pushed the cart away, set up the box, took everything out of the box, and I literally put up this 9-foot tree by myself in the middle of Goodwill just to see how everything looked. I didn't fluff everything out, but as long as I knew that the branches were still intact and nothing was lopsided or flipped or anything like that, then we were in the clear to go. So I just did a quick assembly up, and then I did a quick assembly down. So I shoved everything back in the box. I was kind of freaking out because I didn't know, I couldn't take off the tag of the tree, so I just was like, I'm gonna take a picture of this, and I'm trying to stamp it as mine, even though there was really nobody around, so I don't know why I was freaking out. But I think when you really want something, you just have that urgency to get it done, and then also the anxiety of what if somebody else wants it too. So we lined it to the counter. The lady punches in $19.99, and I go, oh, no, I'm sorry, it's $99.99. She's like, what? Like $100 tree? Where is this tree? Like, I don't even know what tree you're talking about. So I go, it's in a giant box, and I assembled it and put it back together, so it's not even out. I pull around to go and, of course, load it into my car, but earlier that day I had purchased stuff and there was a bunch of crap in it, so I had to try to play Tetris with the guy at the loading dock. He was so nice. He was so patient with me. And so I'm like, I'm sorry, I just need to fix this. And it was bigger than I had anticipated, which was definitely a rookie mistake. But eventually got it all in there and brought it home, set it up, and boy, oh boy, I am so happy with it. It really does fill the space so beautifully, and it's exactly how I envisioned it. The fact that I actually found this before the Christmas season, and the fact that I got it all together in one piece and it looks this beautiful is the best Christmas gift that I could ask for. So I'm very, very happy with it, and for $100, you really can't beat that. All right guys, that is all for today. I really hoped you enjoyed today's video and seeing how everything was styled. I hope this also encourages you to go out to your own Goodwill or thrift store and find some little trinkets and treasures to add around the house and give your life a little bit of festivity for the Christmas season. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.